This is my first attempt at a YouTube video for this fishing channel that I want to start. I'm here in Fort Washington, Maryland, sitting right behind this really cool lighthouse and a literal Fort Washington. So I've never fished here before, by the way, so I'll throw that out there. But I'm gonna just try to, get my rod in the water and catch some fish, and hopefully this video turns out to be a good one. All right. All right, so the rod's in the water. I'm gonna just take a second to show you guys some of the equipment that I use. I use rigs. Rigs just, honestly, they make fishing, I don't know, a lot easier. Because all you gotta do is take your snells, and I'm gonna show you what a snell is in a second. Take your snells and just hook them to these little pieces that are kind of hanging off right here. So it really just eliminates a lot of the wear and tear and all that of putting your entire line together. You don't have to, put you don't have to put your hook on the line or anything like that, because all that stuff is rigged together on this rig. Now, as far as the snells go, I like Eagle Claw. It's a good brand. They're not super expensive either. Basically, this is a hook that's already hooked like into a line already. You can't really see it because it's clear, but all these hooks right here have a little, plastic or nylon line from kind of attached to them already. So when you use these, you don't have to take take an entire hook it around, put it on your line, all that. It's already done for you on this right here, and all you got to do is just kind of loop this through the loops on your rig, and it just makes stuff a lot easier. I haven't gotten to the point where I want to customize my fishing rod or anything like that just yet. I'm not using, super specific hooks outside of, their sizes. I do try to get a variety of sizes as far as hooks go. But of course, you need bait. I like to use night crawlers. I like to use bloodworms. Depending on what you're fishing for, you may want to use, I don't know, chicken livers, chicken thighs, simple stuff that you can buy from the grocery store, to be honest with you. What you also have to have is a good knife. So whether you're filleting something right there on the spot, or you need to cut your line because it gets hooked up in something that's in the water, because that happens, trust me. Also, a good set of pliers. A lot of the times, the hook will get caught in the fish, like in its body, like all the way down through the throat, all that stuff. These make it a lot easier for you to just get the hook out of the mouth, because you for damn sure don't want to use your hands, you know what I'm saying? But rod's been in the water for probably about, I don't know, 10 minutes or so. Doesn't seem like I've been getting too many bites. I'm about to pull it out and check my bait. One thing you don't want to do is just stay in the same spot for a long time, because if the fish aren't there, they're just not there. So I'm gonna take it out and I'm gonna cast again, and we're gonna see what we can do. Also, I forgot to mention these. Another thing that you're gonna need are weights. There's a lot of different styles of weights. I tend to use these guys. These are pretty standard. I will say that the pyramid ones are a lot easier to get on your line because they come with this little loop right here at the top. Outside of that, you could use these guys too. They work just as well. And if you're wondering why you need this, well, just imagine this. The line on your rod it weighs ounces. It doesn't weigh anything. So if you try to throw your line out there without a weight on it, it's not going to go very far, and it's also not going to go, it's not going to go deep into the water. So these do come in varying weights, as you can see on here. It might be backwards, but this is a number 3, and if you see on here, that's a number 2. So all that means is that this one's 2 ounces and this one's 3. They go up to, you know, heavier weights, but this is kind of what you need for what I'm doing. If you are out in, you know, the middle of the ocean, you know, fishing for something really big, you might want some a little heavier. Or another thing that you can do, sorry, there's like it's a boat behind me. I don't know if that's too loud. But another thing is if the water's real choppy, or maybe the wind's blowing a lot, you definitely want to use, you know, some weight on there, because the wind will carry your line to wherever it's going to take it. And if the current is real rough and the water is real choppy, you know, your line can just be going all this way, that way in the water, and you don't really want that. So it's good to have some weights, and quite honestly, this is the stuff that I hate to lose the most, because a lot of times, especially right now during the pandemic, weights are just hard to find. Like, everybody in the world is fishing right now, and weights are really hard to find. So these are the things that I hate losing the most. I can generally find rigs anywhere. I can generally find worms anywhere, but weights are so tough to find. So I really hate to lose these. So as I was just saying, I was just talking to y'all about how the line can get stuck. My line is stuck in the water right now, and it's not uncommon. When you're fishing on the Potomac River, it's a lot of bullshit in here, a lot of, you know, just a lot of wood, a lot of rocks, a lot of pollution. It's just a lot of crap in the water. The best thing you can do is just kind of move it around, try to get it unstuck on whatever it's stuck on. Outside of that, you could always cut the line, but then again, you lose all your gear. You lose the snell, you lose the bait, you lose the weight that's on it. And that kind of sucks, but that's really just the life of a fisherman. If you're not ready to invest in bait and just gear all the time, this isn't the life for you, because you really do have to just continuously buy this stuff, because you're gonna lose some of it, and that just is what it is. It is better if maybe you have a boat or something. I don't got a boat. If you got a boat or something, and you could get out there kind of in the middle of the water where it's a little deeper, you know what I'm saying, maybe a little bit less likely that you're gonna get stuck on something, then, you know, go ahead and do that. But right now we're fishing from the bank, so it's really just, it's a risk that you take altogether. But I'm gonna get this out real quick. All right, so as you can see, the line broke. I actually didn't have to cut it, and I kind of prefer it that way, because if you can just get it to break away from the rig, then you don't lose, you know, 15, 20 feet of your line, because you're really gonna wish you had that back. Because, I mean, who wants to keep buying line? Who wants to keep buying any of this crap, to be honest with you? And one thing that you can do is when you look at your line like this, it's kind of, you see this is kind of a clean break. That means that it pretty much snapped. If you pull it out and you see that it's kind of like curled up at the tip, that just means that your knot wasn't good enough around your rig. So keep that in mind too. All right, so I just moved to a different part of the park. I mean, it's not too different. I just kind of moved down the bank a little bit. You know, there's not quite as much stuff over here, at least not up close to me. So I'm just fish from this area, and hopefully we'll, you know, we'll find something. We'll find something. Not yet, not yet. Hopefully. So there's a few people that just came out here. Nobody's fishing. I'm the only person that's fishing right now. But you know, whenever you're fishing, people always, you know, they're like, "Oh, you catching anything?" Like, "Oh, you know, what do you usually catch over here?" You know, stuff like that. You know, for whatever reason, fishing just attracts a lot of attention. But what I wanted to say is, one of the best things you can do when you're casting your rod is to make sure you go like over your back. Go over your back when you cast it. You're gonna get more distance, and you're gonna get a little bit more height as well. A lot of times I feel like we kind of naturally, we put the rod behind us. We kind of want to watch it, you know what I'm saying, just to make sure it's good. And whoa, Tripod almost fell. But you know, we want to watch it and things like that. But what you need to do is, a lot of times when you're watching it, you're kind of watching it from the side, and you end up getting this like side casting motion going on, where it just kind of goes like out to your left or out to your right, depending on, you know, how you cast. Best thing you can do is cast from over your back. Don't even look at it. Just like look at it, you know what I'm saying, to make sure it's like directly behind you, but throw it over your back. That's the best thing you can do. Feel me? All that action, that was pretty exciting, right? I didn't catch shit. However, that hook is clean. So you know it's something out there. And when you know it's something out there, then you gotta keep going. That's how you know I was dead ass. Because I was holding, you see me out there. Any other time in this video, you saw the rod was in the ground. This time I was holding the rod, because I just get a better feel for the water and the fish bite when I'm holding the rod, but I really only do that when I know it's something out there biting. So I'm gonna put another worm on here, and I'm gonna pull something out of this water. And just like that, the bites stop. Sometimes you feel like you're playing a tug of war with the water for real. And it's such a waiting game, you know? I can't really sum it up as anything else. It's nothing but a waiting game. And a lot of folks might, you know, may sit here and, you know, wonder like, why would somebody just sit out here and be out here all day and potentially not catch anything? And that's a reasonable question. But for me, it's something about being next to the water that I really enjoy. I like being out here. I like the sound of the water. I like the way that it looks. And it's really just about the thrill of, you know, just maybe that next cast is gonna be the one. You know, maybe you've been catching little puny joints all day, and that next cast might just be that 10 pounder, that 15 pounder. It was something on there. It was something on there. Let's go. Come on. It was something on there. Let's go. They called me lacking. I wasn't paying attention. I was kind of moving around. I wasn't really, you know, looking at my rod, but I felt that. And the thing is that tug lasted more than a couple of seconds. So it's like it was on there. It was trying to get the worm. You know what I'm saying? Had I been paying attention and I would have yanked it at the right time, I would have had that joint. I figured y'all might want a better view of the water instead of just my torso. But like, right out here, and like you can't really see this on the camera, but like if you look further out, you can see like kind of the color in the water changes, like it's clear or something like that. I can't really explain it. I know. Oh. Look at this. Look at this. Clean hooks. They are eating me up out here. That's okay, because I'm pulling something out this water. I keep talking to the damn camera and I'm not paying attention, and I just keep missing that bite. Let's go. So it may not seem like much, but after being out here for like 3 hours, the size of the fish doesn't really matter. It's just the fact that you pulled it in. This right here is a white perch, a baby. I'm definitely gonna throw this back. My guy right here is not gonna hit the stove or the oven. I'm about to throw this one back, but I didn't get skunked today, and that's all that matters. So it's later in the day, and I'm having so much more luck. So in the Potomac, there's actually a lot of species. I caught a baby perch, baby white perch earlier. This is a bluegill. Reason why they're called that is because right here by the gills, it's kind of a bluish purplish color. And these actually can vary in color. I've caught some of these that were a lot darker than this, but this one is a bit light. And honestly, there's a ton of fish that really look like this. Sunfish, pumpkin seeds, all types of stuff. This fish right here is really good as bait if you're trying to catch something bigger. So, you know, if I'm fishing for catfish or something like that, this is really good bait for catfish. But this little guy's going back in the water, and you know, he's gonna live to see another day. All right.